Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
What is going on? Everybody out there in YouTube land and Facebook land, welcome into yet another episode of Chief Talk. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into the show. Welcome into fun night here on Bob the Cigar Guy YouTube channel, Bob the Cigar Guy Facebook, and any other syndicated place out there that's ripping off our streams and putting them out there for the world. I don't know if that really happens or not. Figured I'd fill the space. Welcome into the show. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Before we go any farther, if you're over on the YouTubes, go hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Make sure that you're catching up with all of the updates when they come out. We don't want you to not be subscribed. Please do subscribe here on YouTube. And if you are over on Facebook, do follow the page and give the stream a like. We appreciate all of the love that you guys and gals and dogs and cats and birds and all of the other animals out there that happen to watch our program. I don't know if they do or not. But welcome in. Hope you're having fun. Before we go any farther, I do want to say a big shout out to Brew Estate Cigar and Natura Cigar, making sure that Chief Talk comes to you for the 43rd time this year. Tonight's show, the death of the $8 cigar. Is budget smoking really over? We're going to talk about that tonight. See what we think. See what you all think. See what Bob the Cigar Guy thinks. See what I think. Speaking of Bob the Cigar Guy, I'm going to bring in old Bobby Boo over here. Welcome into the show, Bob the Cigar Guy. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Oh, you are loud.
Am I loud?
Oh, there we go. Turn you down in my ears a little bit. Welcome in, Bob the Cigar Guy. Welcome into the show. Welcome into Chief Talk. I know it's a regular occurrence for you now, so I'm glad. I'm sure everybody else is here to see. I know they were happy to see you in the comments. Speaking of comments, let me run over here and say a big welcome to Michael Zakvik, Baker John, Michael Zakvik again, Gary Zanstra, Baker John, the Good Cigar Pop, welcome in. Cigar Smoking Arborist, what's up, Matt Brugger, Bob Ellis, Charles Adamson, a lot of the same people. There's Bob the Cigar Guy popping in the chat. So yeah, not a lot of people yet, but we got a handful of people. We'll have them rolling in. Bob Cigar Guy, how are you doing this evening? Let the people know.
I am doing excellent. Enjoying this Mi Querida Red. That Christmas band got me thinking about the Christmas feelings and the Christmas vibes, so I grabbed that out of the humidor and I'm firing that thing up and enjoying the time I get to spend with Chief on Chief Talk.
Speaking of Christmas time and smoking Christmas things, I'm smoking out of my Christmas pipe, my Savinelli, my new pipe I got myself. Actually, the channel bought me this for Christmas. Thanks, channel. Instead of the box of cigars this year, we went with the pipe. So I got myself a nice little Savinelli Christmas pipe. It's fun. I'm smoking a little warped tobacco this evening. It's called something espresso. I don't know. It's really good. It's a triple Cavendish. It's aromatic. I like it. So everybody out there in YouTube land, there's Supremo Tobacco. What's up? Heading home from the office now. Hope you all had a great week. Supremo Tobacco, I've had a pretty good week. Thanks for asking. Thanks for checking up. Hopefully your drive is fun and safe. Michael Zakvik says he missed Supremo Tobacco. Charles Adamson smoking a Saka Khan with a Black Manhattan. Ooh. I do want to know, what are you smoking? What are you drinking this evening? I am, like I said, I am smoking my my pipe for now. I will switch to a cigar here soon. But as always, got it paired with a Dr. Pepper. Bob Cigar, are you washing your cigar down with anything over there?
I'm washing it down with Dr. Pepper because we are out of Diet Pepsi.
Oh, man.
I need to get some.
I thought my Dr. Peppers were going really fast. That's not the first one you've had.
It was last week too. I keep driving by the gas station going, yeah, I ought to stop. Oh man, I'm ready to go home. I don't want to stop.
It's funny because there's an unopened 24 pack over there too. So we have plenty.
Yeah, but I need to get some Diet Pepsis. This Dr. Pepper is just not cutting it.
I was gonna pour myself some E.H. Taylor, but I couldn't find my Glencairn glass. So no E.H. Taylor for me tonight unless I go straight from the bottle. Yeah, I'll do that. Matt Brugger says, I got my ornament and lighter today. Amazing. If you haven't got one yet, get on it. Cigar Pop says, is Bob being quiet or is his mic too low? I hear him.
I don't think I'm being quiet at all. So
I hear him just fine.
I don't know.
Michael Zacharias got the McAuliffe Purple. Matt Berger's smoking a Ratzilla with some Angel's Envy. Ooh. Bob Ellis says, no smoke tonight because it's snowing like crazy and cold. Excuse me.
Snow? What is that?
Snow. White Christmas.
You're very melodic tonight.
Michael Zakvik says, keep that snow up north. I think he's below you, Michael Zakvik. Right? Maybe not. I don't know the shape. I don't know where places are in Indiana. No, he's in Indiana. You're in Illinois. That's above you, right? Like you're above him. I don't know. When it comes to the Midwest, they're all the same to me. Wait, hold on. Terry T-Rex says stopped at JR Cigar Outlet in Burlington, North Carolina, day before yesterday, so Tuesday, and picked up a few sticks. Ooh, what'd you pick up? We want to know. Charles Edmondson says, mix a tablespoon of dirt with some ice water, and you have a good substitute for Diet Pepsi.
Well, Charles, I really love you, buddy. I enjoy all the quality time that we've ever spent together. But you know what? You Santa Claus is watching you, and I know you're on the bubble, so you might want to tighten up with that nasty things you're saying.
Oh,
darn Santa Claus loves Diet Pepsi.
To quote Bob the Cigar Guy the last few times, triggered. He's triggered already. He's triggered.
Chief was triggered when he came in the shop today. He was
only because you hotbox this place.
Like
you
couldn't
couldn't
go.
It's only 8 feet across, and you couldn't see the other wall. Cigar Pop says, I just finished an H. Upman 1844 Reserve Robusto 5x50. Had to get out of the tent. Run out of propane. And propane accessories. Baby Poodle says it's cold here. It is 38 here.
Which is not warm.
No, it's not. It's not as cold as some other temperatures we've been seeing, though.
Yeah.
Cigar smoking arborist. We had snow the other day. Rip. Bob Ellis says, I think so. I'm in Southern Illinois. Mike Zachary said, could be. Keep it south. Charles Adamson says it's 83 and clear here today. Cooling off now, down to a brisk 68 degrees. Charles Adamson is rubbing it into your guys' face that he can go outside in a short and a wife beater tank top and feel okay. 83 in December. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Cigar smoking arborists, temps are dropping like crazy this weekend. Saturday high is -1. When your high is negative, brother, it's time to move.
You dang right. You dang right.
I don't know if I'm wanting to. I don't know about that.
That's cool.
The first lady is throwing out some shots here. Said the Midwest is really all just north. Chief, what about the news that no additional taxes on Nicaragua cigars? That's huge. Yeah, so I was reading through. Skip Martin posted a post, and he posted the link to the actual article. And it's no increased tariffs on the stuff that falls within the CAFTA DR thing or whatever it is. Stuff that falls outside of that, I guess, gets an additional 10% this year, and then a possible 10% later. And as long as things stay within good standing within some of the agricultural, that the tariffs don't get imposed.
Something like that.
And that is huge.
It was supposed to be 100%.
Well, one of the alternatives was a full-on embargo. So Skip Martin, who has been very well versed and very public about talking about all the stuff that's going on back and forth between. Actually, let me go ahead. I can pull that up over here. He's been somebody who's really helped me out, like with trying to understand the tariff stuff. Not like personally, like he's not, hey, Chief, let's talk in the DMs and we'll talk about all this. Just as he's been writing things and posting things, it's been very good to read and learn. So Skip Martin's post. I'm not going to share my screen because I can't just share a small excerpt of the screen. I don't want to share my whole entire Facebook page. So this is me reading Skip Martin's post, and then I will read the USTR.gov document. He says, received the USTR action notification today as expected. Mixed news for Nicaragua. Clearly, it's been moderated from where we were a month ago. Phased in tariffs much lower than the 50 to 70% that we were hearing about. And Nicaragua has not been expelled from CAFTA DR for now. While cigars as a category were not spared, anyone exporting CAFTA certified goods will receive preferential treatment, cigars, on imports and be exempted from this action as long as Nicaragua remains a party of the CAFTA DR. And so clicking on the page, I'll just read from top to bottom. Today, the United States Trade Representatives took targeted action under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974 to address Nicaragua's acts, policies, and practices related to abuses of labor rights, abuses of human rights and fundamental freedoms, and dismantling of the rule of law. Today's response action follows the Office of the United States Trade Representatives determination that Nicaragua's acts, policies, and practices are unreasonable and a burden or restrict U.S. commerce, taking into account over 2,000 public comments and consulting with government agency experts of the USTR cleared advisors. Effective January 1st, 2026, the United States will impose a tariff that is phased in over 2 years on all imported Nicaraguan goods that are not originating under the Dominican Republic, Central America, United States Free Trade Agreement. So the stuff's going to be effective on non-CAFTA DR. Cigars fall under the CAFTA DR trade agreement. The tariff will be set at 0% January 1st, 2026, and will increase to 10% on January 1st, 2027, 15% the following year. Any tariff would stack with others, such as existing 18% reciprocal tariff, Further, should Nicaragua show any lack of progress in addressing these issues, this timeline and these rates may be modified. This action balances the need for action and the importance of limiting distribution or disruption for the U.S. business pursuant of Section 305A, Trade Act, blah, 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 blah. Will issue a subsequent notice to implement this action. In the world, to my knowledge, the way that I read this is for cigars, we should be good. We should be fine. Where there was a fear of even more tariffs being dropped in, and this is kind of why I've titled tonight's show "The Death of the $8 Cigar." Is budget smoking really over? Is because we've had what? Bob, refresh me here. 3 price hikes this year.
Yes. Here's the thing. I'm gonna jump on this. I like tariffs. When Ronald Reagan imposed tariffs, and I learned about tariffs in high school, I really thought that was a great idea. You get money from other countries so that the citizens don't pay as many taxes. That's how it's supposed to work. But tariffs are supposed to stabilize an environment. But the way the tariffs are being utilized now is if I'm a cigar manufacturer and I'm looking to do my how many I want to make for next year, I don't know if the tariff's going to go up to 50% or if it's going to go down to 0% or if it's going to go this. It makes me want to hold on to my money until there's stability. I don't want to lose my money. And so I'm concerned that not just with cigars, but other products in other countries, are people going to start pulling back because they're afraid of the bottom going out of it or the tariffs going up or something like that? It bothers me.
Mike's like, what microphone do you have set up?
I'm on the right microphone, but I just turned my computer off. I turned my audio off on my computer.
Oh, okay.
So I think that was it. Because as soon as I saw the thing that said bad echo or reverb, I just started hearing it. And so I think I could hear myself through my computer. But let me check my audio one more time. Yeah, I'm on.
I just want to make sure. I'm going to point my microphone a little bit more towards me just to make sure that we're not
feeding back on each other.
I just want to make sure that my microphone is not catching your microphone.
Right.
And if we can't figure it out, all we got to do is just unplug your mic from the back of your box and then plug it in the back of mine if need be. I moved my mic. It seems like J-Bait says it sounds better. So I
think the thing was when I turned off the computer. I think I was hearing it from the computer.
So your computer was pushing out the sound.
Yeah, it was pushing out sound.
Okay.
So
interesting. So I'm not going to get into the whole, because there's pros and cons of tariffs, right? There's pros and cons.
I'm just speaking with my personal perspective.
Right.
So I think that's my perspective.
It's really kind of polarizing right now with the way this administration is looking at tariffs and putting tariffs on people and whatnot. And, whether your opinions are, yay or nay about it, because of tariffs, a lot of cigars have had price hikes. They have been hiked in prices thrice price hikes this year. So hopefully that means we don't get a price hike next year, but I know how business works, so I'm sure we'll still see it. I know tonight's episode is called The Death of the $8 Cigar. Budget Smoking is Over. I just reviewed, and I haven't dropped it yet, a cigar that I forgot about. And when I found it in the humidor, I decided to review it. And you can buy them, if you buy them by the box, at less than President of Abraham Lincoln per cigar. You have them on your desk. I hope you grab one and fire it up to see if it is as good as I said it was. But I don't know what you're going to smoke tonight after you smoke a pipe.
Boy.
I think I'm gonna light up an Underground shade after this. So the title is The Death of the $8 Cigar, and then budget smoking over? Budget smoking is over? Question mark. So I'm not here to say that budget smoking is indeed over, but I will say that as somebody who now works in a cigar lounge, now we also don't have like a 20,000 square foot humidor. There are obviously options out there, but I am starting to notice that it does seem to me, at least in our humidor, that the median price of a cigar is starting to now fall into the $10 to $13. We'll have people come in all the time and say, "Hey, I want to get a cigar. I got 10, I got $15. What can I get?" It's like a couple of years ago, you might be able to say, "Okay, well, let's get, let's go ahead and get you a, an $8 cigar and then a $6 cigar, or a $10 cigar and a $5 cigar." And now it's like, "Oh, you got 20?" And obviously, inflation and all that stuff and tariffs and price hikes and whatnot, makes tobacco go up. But I started thinking about that last week as I was walking through our humidor, and thinking about all of the cigars in there, that what would I qualify as budget? Now, there are plenty of budget cigars out there. We got
that are good.
I got a whole. Well, we'll get into that. I got a whole matzo here of factory smokes, right? Cheapo cigar, budget friendly cigar, not a bad cigar. Now, that's not the cigar that I'm gonna, save up for and buy to, celebrate, a wedding for, or something like that.
That would be a Zeno Nicaragua, given to me personally by Tobacco Cupcake.
The Law Ream is
Law Ream is here. Oh, hey, Law
Ream. Who has commented and said tariffs are paid for by the importer, not the country they're placed on. It's a tax on companies that import their products. Let me come over here and share the stream, because I have forgotten to share the stream for this evening. Come hang out.
Cigar Pop says, "I told my wife it's time to load up before the prices rise." Wise man.
But no, going back to the price of the of the budget cigar, of the median cigar going up. Hopefully, the price of the median employee is going up too. You would hope to see that as prices rise, so do wages, and then therefore it balances itself out, right? You would hope to see that. That is, I would imagine that is, maybe that's not the symbol of healthy economics, but it's at least not bad economics. At least, the price is going up. Your pocket is getting the same amount of money as things are being charged for, instead of things go up but your pocket remains the same. But I will say it does. I do look at it and get a little sad sometimes when I look at a lot of the cigars that are in our lounge, and we have our lounge humidor is not huge, right? It's a good size humidor. It's
200 faces.
It's a respectable humidor. We carry a bunch of
200 faces,
really good companies. We carry a lot from a few companies. We carry a lot of Fuente, a lot of Padron, a lot of Drew Estate, a lot of Foundation, a lot of Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust, a lot of My Father, a lot of Al Bradley. And then we have a whole bunch of other companies sprinkled in throughout there. And so you're kind of at the space where you don't have the luxury to just bring everything in and just let it sit, right? Kind of spaces at a premium for the most part. And we do have some sticks that fall into the budget category that I'm happy to send people to. One of my favorite sticks to send somebody to in a budget sense is the H99 Papas Fritas. For $8, you can get a Liga. That's pretty dope. That's a small cigar, but small cigars are good cigars. especially this time of year when it's cold outside. And if you don't have the ability to, sit and smoke in a spot like we do, where, it's 72 degrees in here, air conditioned, and the smoke being ventilated out, small cigars are a great spot to be. My mom is advertising her show on my show. Get out of here. Maybe you meant the end of the $8 long filler premium budget cigars. Still lots of budget short filler options. Sure. That's too long of a title, Charles. I can't make this Chief Talk episode 7 or season 7, episode 43. The death of the $8 long filler premium budget cigar. Be a little too wordy there. But no, and you're right. Obviously, there are a lot of cigars that file under the $8 line, but there's not a lot of them. A lot of those cigars I'm not recommending to anybody, right? There are some banger $8 cigars out there, sub $8 cigars. There just seem to be fewer today than there were this time last year. And there are many fewer than when I first started smoking cigars, which makes me worry that if wages don't increase, are we going to start to see a lack of new cigar smokers?
No, what you will do is if wages don't increase and it continues to be a trend, I guarantee a lot of these manufacturers will put out a $5 cigar.
Interesting.
I guarantee it. They're going to go where the market is. If a market will pay $20 for a cigar, then they will be selling $20 cigars all the time. If the market only buys $5 cigars, they're only going to put out $5 cigars. There's Steve Saka said this to me one time. He goes, people do not pay down. They don't buy down unless they've come into a financial crisis. They will buy less, but they will stay at the level that they're at.
Right.
So you still have a lot of people buying the $20 and $25 cigars. $15 seems to be
my thing is new cigar smokers, right? If a new cigar smoker walks in and says, "Hey, I've got $8 and all of your $8 cigars are dog rockets," are they going to be willing to say, "Oh, well, let me spend $15 to possibly find something that I like"? Or is that dog rocket $8 cigar going to turn them off from ever going to the $15 try?
They'd probably go up to the $15, but instead of saying I'm going to smoke once a month, they might be I'm going to smoke once a quarter. Because they want to do it for status. A new cigar smoker usually does it because somebody they like or somebody they respect or somebody that they see on TV that they want to emulate. I mean, or my grandpa used to smoke cigars. I mean, I don't think a lot of people just say, "Hey, you know what I want to do today? I just want to start smoking cigars." I might be wrong on this, but I think there's an external push, or wanting to project yourself in one way or another, and some people won't buy inexpensive cigars because they want to show that they've got an expensive cigars. Like some people only buy 6x60s because they want to have that big boss, gangster cigar in their mouth.
So I will say, not to argue against you, but to kind of
counterpoint.
Kind of. So we had 4 guys come into the humidor Saturday. Before I get into this, Law Ream is absolutely correct. Zeno Nicaragua is an $8 premium long filler cigar, and it is a beautiful smoke. It is
delicious.
It's a good cigar. So, anyways, had 4 guys come into the humidor Saturday night. About midway of my shift, maybe 8-9 o'clock, and 2 of them wanted to smoke a cigar. The other 2 just wanted to hang out. They quickly realized that they did not want to hang out in a cigar bar. They wanted to go to another bar and sit over there. So the 2 guys were in there. ID'd them both. They both looked young, and they were. Both of them were just 21 by about 8 months, and they were like, "We've had a cigar before, didn't have the greatest experience. Got a little too heavy of a cigar, but we want to try it. what would you recommend? So I'm showing them some cigars. We end up landing on the Charter Oak Pegnataro, which is the Connecticut wrapper Pegnataro that was revamped Charter Oak. So not the original Charter Oak. These are I think they're called the Exclusivos.
His dad's blend, right?
Grandpa's blend. Yeah, there's the Pegnataro and the Pasquale. Well, I was like, all right, you both want to get one? They're like, oh, we're just gonna get one. Oh, okay. Like, don't want to spend a lot of money on a cigar, but we'll split it. I was like, I don't recommend cutting the cigar. They're like, no, we're just gonna pass back and forth.
Puff pass. That's nasty.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that in a public scene before. I mean, I've seen husbands and wives that are both making girlfriends do it. But I was like, what an interesting experience. They were trying to experience a cigar that was a little more high quality, but they wanted to kind of split the bill. It's like, that's interesting. They both enjoyed the cigar. They said it was a way better smoking experience. They got to hang out with a couple regulars, some members, at our lounge while they were there. Had a great conversation.
Bro, you should have bought him a second cigar.
It's Christmas time, bro.
You should not have let them two fellers swap a cigar. That's just no. That's like men getting their feet did at a pedicure place. Listen, it just is not what dudes do. Period.
Listen.
Ew.
What they want to do with their cigar
and
their image, they're gonna do it.
No.
I'm not about to I ain't about to jump in front of tell somebody no, you can't do that. There is no rule against that in the cigar lounge.
It should be.
Charles Adamson says, I just hope manufacturers don't cut quality on the good stuff to hold prices.
Facts.
The first lady says, gas prices down, mortgage rates down, no more pennies. I got extra money to spend on the non-essentials.
Cigars are essential. They're essential.
Laurium says, great recommendation for a new smoker. The Charter Oak Pegnataro is one of 5 I recommend for the newbies. It's a great cigar. It's a really nice introductory, light, starts light, stays light, finishes light cigar. Low finish or short finish, so it doesn't linger around a whole bunch, but it's got a nice creamy. It's really nice and creamy. I'm a big fan of it. I just don't smoke a lot of lighter cigars these days. Jay Bates, that's a lie. We've swapped cigars. I mean, we didn't swap the same. We didn't swap the same cigar. He gave me a cigar. I gave him a cigar. So.
No, I don't think that's what he's talking about. I was sitting there going, God, let's not
Jay
talk
Bates
about
says for Christmas he got you a mani pedi. Michael Wagner says, "Yep, you should have bought him another one."
See, he should have. You should have. You are not a true tobacconist. Oh my gosh!
So Michael Wagner, welcome into the show. By the way, is a member at the lounge. I don't. I guess maybe in hindsight, like I could have been a bro.
You should have been pulled something out of your personal humidor. Say, hey, try this. Yeah, try. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Look, I keep telling my boss, man, I need a locker. I need a locker because I'm tired of carrying cigars up there every time.
You can't do that.
Like it says, cigars are not a passable smoke.
That's just icky.
Look, hey. I am in no position to tell somebody they cannot pass the cigar. Now, when they told me they were going to share the cigar, I kind of gave them a look like, what? Really? Like, is this a joke? You guys, where's the camera at?
These aren't like 45-year-olds that have been smoking for 20 years and that's just their thing. These are new smokers that don't know what they're doing. If they lit the cigar backwards, you'd be like, wait, unless you're doing a safari style, don't do that. Cut it and light it this way. Let me show you how to do it. You would teach them and train them, and you drop.
I have, surprisingly, I have not run across anybody that I've paid attention to cutting and lighting their cigar yet, where they lit it backwards.
You should have loaned them your pipe and just say, hey, y'all just, one of y'all.
I didn't have my pipe by then. I got my pipe on Monday. Okay, I've only had it this week.
Hey,
If they come back in, maybe I'll help point
if
him in the
if
direction.
I would have been sitting in the lounge and heard and saw that, I'd been like, "Hey, fellas, can I buy y'all? Let me do you a favor. You're new in cigars. Let me let me buy one for each one of y'all so y'all can taste it all the way through. That'd be really y'all. Do y'all mind letting me do that? I
That's
would
just because
totally
you
love.
didn't want to be uncomfortable.
Dang right, boy, because that's just icky. It's icky.
Where's your sense of adventure, Bob?
No, 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 no. I stay in my corner with the cave. I'll be just fine. And I cringe a little bit when people swap, unless you're really good friends. Here, taste this bourbon or taste this or that, the other thing.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean, that's a
alcohol.
little different because you can drink on the other side of the glass.
Agreed. Agreed.
I
And
mean,
we've done that at Barn Smokers. When they start passing the bottles at the after lounge that we all get to do, and they'll pull out something that is so rare. I'll be quick to say, "Hey, y'all taste this. Y'all try this," because
yeah,
we're not going to come across it anytime soon.
you'll pull it off another dude's lips and be like, "Give me a sip of that."
No, I'll pass on that. That's nasty. That's nasty. Oh my
Speaking
gosh.
of $8 budget luxury,
That is now my list. I've got a list of things you're not supposed to do in a lounge. That is now added to my list. Do not share a cigar. Dudes don't share cigars.
hey,
No.
Jay
No.
Bates is right. Maybe they're a couple. Who are you to judge?
You know what? No. No. Nope. Mm-mm.
This is the show where we trigger Bob the cigar guy all night.
Dude, that's no. There's nothing positive about that at all. I would rather you slide the band to the middle of the cigar and cut the cigar in half, and the band will keep the other cigar together while the other guy smokes it, and you smoke half a cigar apiece. I mean, and I would not recommend doing that either. But if the choice is either that or if I was with somebody,
If get it out there.
if I was with somebody and we only had one cigar, and the choices were to either me not smoke it or share it, I'm not smoking it. I might Rochambeau for it, but I'm not. No, that's icky. That's icky.
I still have because I'm dual monitoring with my iPad. I still have my Facebook feed up on my iPad over here, and it has my most recent share on there. And then when you're not watching a Facebook video, it automatically populates the captions down on the bottom. And I just look over, and the captions are if I he got stuck there for a second there.
I don't care.
We had you so worked up over
That's just, dude, that's icky. That's icky. That is icky. It's icky.
Look, times are tough. Cigars are expensive. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Icky. That's icky. That's icky. Icky.
Next time you come in, I'll have to ask you if you want to go Dutch on a cigar.
I will save you the ashes. You can smoke them yourself. No. I don't think we've ever even shared a cigar. Like, this is a BHK 56 or something like that. It's one we'd never get. Here, taste this. I don't think we've ever even done that. And that's no.
Yeah, who are you to tell those guys that they can't do that, man?
Bro, I'm Bob.
Maybe that's their thing.
I'll say no. No. Friends don't let friends share cigars.
I will say, I mean, obviously, I only bring it up because it was interesting that it happened. I rubbed my eyes again, and I've been messing with a pipe, and so my fingers are covered in freaking ash. Sorry, but no, I bring it up because one, we're talking about. You were saying, nobody's coming in and they're buying a cigar because they want to scrimp. Well, I don't know, because based off of my interaction that I had last weekend, I would say they might have been. I don't know if they were looking to save money or not, but they did save money. Whether that was the That was about what they were doing it for or not. I can't say. Jay Bates says if they were a couple, they got bigger issues to deal with more than chair and pipe. It's a family friendly show, Jay Bates. And then he hits you with the today, Junior.
Look, that just no.
And then Charles has the year the chief 80 ring gauge cutters. Good for that. Cigar Pop says what nightmares are made out of. Michael Wagner says, so about the tariffs.
God.
No increased tariffs, which is a good thing for us. Hopefully that means we don't get another price increase. Because I know a lot of companies were looking at putting price increases based off of the tariffs. You can't, from what I've learned, and one of the things that Skip Martin kind of laid out pretty nicely was like, if I understood it correctly, you know, if you sold your cigars at a certain price because of the tariffs early in the year, you don't automatically just pull that price back down, because then you devalue the product that you've already sold to somebody else.
Yeah, you tick off the retailers who bought from you.
Right. So, you know, you sold it to them for a certain price because that's what the price was. And then, you know, maybe they're not moving that product super fast. And now that product is back out on the market at, you know, 10% less. And now you're really not moving your stuff anymore because those cigars shouldn't be that expensive. So then you're faced with, oh, do I drop my prices back down on these cigars that I already paid for and just take a hit? Or do I try to sell these cigars for what I bought them at
and take a hit,
and then just hope that they move fast enough, you know, to where I can get back to the standard MSRP that there is. And from what I feel I understood, Skip was saying is like, you can lower it down, but it has to be over a set amount of time. But I think the concern is like, at that point, you just don't, like, you don't raise the prices on your cigars when you come to the next price raise when everybody else is raising their prices, because
you already rose.
You've already risen the prices on the cigars.
Right. Now, I do appreciate Skip's transparency and is willing to share all the information so people can make their own decisions. But here's my but.
It's a big one.
Skip is very Skip-centric in the past. He has given out information that promotes his model and his life, and sometimes he casts shade on other models and makes them seem like they're a lot worse than they really are, so that his are shinier than everybody else's. So when I read Skip's information, I usually want to fact check it, or I want to verify the balance of it with somebody else's stuff. Steve Saka is real good at putting out information as well. And I'm not saying that he's not biased either, but it just seems like he's a little bit more, this is what's going on in the industry, and, you know, this is how it affects me. It's separate. Sometimes with Skip stuff, it's, these are the things that affect me, and I want to highlight this because it either makes me look good or it justifies why I do what I do.
I've just been really thankful for Skip, because Skip's the most vocal that I found on it. You know, to my knowledge, the biggest thing that I can remember Steve Saka doing during this whole entire time, which I'm again, I am happily putting in an error for. I missed a Steve Saka post, or he said something on a live stream that I didn't see or hear, or whatever it be, because I don't have my ear to the ground of watching cigar content. I have my ear to the ground of making cigar content. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that because I'm making so much cigar content, I just don't have enough time to sit back and, you know, take in a lot of the cigar content that gets put out there. Also, Steve Saka is like on a podcast every week, like 3 times a week. So back to my original point, Skip to me has been the most vocal about it, provided the most information about it. Obviously, Skip comes from he comes from a camp, politically that's a little, different than what a lot of others in the cigar industry are. I mean, without going in and saying, "Oh, this is what I believe," as the owner of such and such company or whatnot. Skip Martin's very vocal about what he believes, but I'm also very thankful for Skip because Skip has. I mean, he's put out the information. He's put out a lot of information. He's also put out a lot of links, and I respect that. There may be things that Skip says or does, or the way that he does things that I'm not a big fan of, but that doesn't mean that I don't respect what he says and how he says it, because a lot of times he's backing himself up with links and articles, and I'm not talking about all his political stuff. I don't care about that.
Right.
I don't get into all that crap.
You're talking about the industry information.
I'm just talking about cigars. I'm just talking about the tariffs and trying to, if there's a possibility of doing it, trying to remove, the political. Bless you.
Thank you.
The political side out of the political motivation outside of the tariffs.
What was disappointing to me is that Glenn Loop, PCA, and Drew Newman are not as vocal as they could be. I mean, PCA they take dues, and the main thing they do is they deal with litigation and laws going against cigar smokers and cigar manufacturers and cigar retailers, and they're not really pushing all this stuff. They're not really putting out a lot of information. I mean, I get a PCA email probably every other day, and they've got stuff in there, but how many people look at that are cigar consumers, right? Most cigar consumers don't get PCA content. I mean, I send you a lot of PCA content. I think you have the PCA link sent to you as well, and you put out some of their stuff that makes a difference for cigar smokers.
I don't put out a lot of stuff from PCA's emails, because a lot of PCA's emails are just press releases of other cigar companies and stuff out that I'm already getting press releases for. I kind of wish that the PCA emails weren't press releases. I wish the PCA emails were just the FDA stuff or what they're doing. And I get it. It's the Premium Cigar Association. It's not just the Premium Cigar courtroom. And maybe there is another link that they have, Cigar Rights of America or what, or other things like that are solely focused on more of that.
But I think the consumers need to be involved, and they don't share information with consumers. And I'm sorry, they can say, well, our partnerships are with manufacturers and with the retailers, but you know what? Without the consumers, without the people on the other side of this screen, if they're not buying cigars, there is no manufacturers, there is no retail stores, and we are a passionate people as Americans, and if we know something is going on, we need to have the ability to make the decisions if we want to invest ourselves into it. And not having that information, I think, is poor on their part.
No, and I know I agree. That's what I'm saying is I wish the PCA emails weren't press releases. Mm-hmm. I wish the PCA emails were updates on the most recent, because and I guess for me, it probably stems a lot from they collect dues, right? They're making money off of lounges who pay their dues. They're making money off of people who pay for things through the PCA. They're making money through sponsorships and ads at the convention centers and whatnot. I don't know what their budget is. They have a small team, maybe 10 people, at least 10 people that you can see the board of directors or whoever,
right.
Glenn Loop and Harbusky and, a couple other people. And, I do wish there was more of a, like, an update. Like, I kind of found it was a little weird when PCA was sending out all these emails about the Dubai Cigar Trade Show. Because for me, it's like, that's interesting. You're a trade show propping up another trade show.
Have you not read the bottom of those articles? Because PCA is partner with the Dubai Trade Show. That is one of their extensions. So
to me, I don't know. To me, it just sounds a little weird. It feels a little weird. It's like that'd be like Ford promoting Chevy, just in my layman's terms here. And again, I'm somebody who is happy to be educated. I'm somebody who's happy to be told, oh, this is why we do it, or this is why it is. So if anybody at the PCA ever sees this live stream, it's like, hey, I can't believe you disparaged us online. I'm not disparaging anybody. I'd love to have you on the show so you can help educate me. Or when we're in New Orleans next year, love to sit down, come out to our Airbnb. Let's have a cool, fun time. That does not change my opinion about how I feel about. I wish that the PCA emails weren't press releases. If you want press releases, go to Half Wheel, go to Chevette Report, go to Cigar Dojo, follow those pages, go to, Boston Jimmy or Cigar Coop. I would much rather get an email from the PCA once a week or twice a week that says, hey, this is what the money's been going towards. Now, we don't pay dues as media. We used to. Our first year at PCA, we had to pay the dues.
Well, now we have to pay to go to the convention. First ticket's free. Anything else that we got to pay? Which I appreciate, because the year when everybody was free, everybody was a cigar reviewer, and they were out there just begging for cigars. I mean, it was crazy. It was ridiculous.
I think they found a somewhat happy medium with that.
I agree.
But I do want to make sure that, like, we don't say things like, well, they're making money, because we both touched on that. The PCA is making money every year, to run. They have to make money in order to staff people. They have to make money in order to run a convention center, rent it out, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they have to foot a very big bill in order to make a convention center run. Obviously, they make that back by charging companies to show, exhibit at the trade show. Plus, they make sponsorships because you see, like, the PCA dinner sponsored by all these companies and whatnot.
Drew Estate Foundation, Dunbarton.
So definitely, I don't know if that's one thing I could change. That'd be one thing I'd change. All right. So with the death of the $8 cigar, is budget smoking actually over? I want to say the budget smoking is not over. I don't think budget smoking is over. I think there are a handful of cigars out there that you can definitely still stay on a budget. Now, without getting in YouTube jail or in too much trouble with the overlords that control all of the things that you say on the internet, there are ways to get cigars that are more expensive in your local humidor for cheaper. Now, I think, and this is coming from somebody who works in a cigar shop, I think purchasing them online is a great option. I don't think it should be the end-all, say-all. I don't think it should be the cure. I think supporting your local shop is a great thing. One, the best part of cigar smoking is not the flavors, it's the community relaxation. It's being with other people. And it's hard to replicate that outside of a cigar shop, right? If you have a place like we have here in the studio where you can sit with multiple people indoors, climatized, air conditioned, heater, smoke ventilation system, refrigerator, wall of booze, tons of cigars. Yeah, you can replicate that. But this
that's
is
expensive.
Well, this is I'd say this is probably, sorry, maybe less than 10% of, no, I'd say it's probably less than 3% of cigar smokers have the ability to do something like this on like across the board. And the only other place that you can really achieve that year round is at a cigar shop.
Agreed.
Now, we're a cigar shop that does not have cut fees, right? We do not charge people to bring in your own cigars from home. You can't bring in, we are not a BYOB. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody, other than coffees, I don't think I've ever seen anybody bring drinks in to the lounge before. People bring coffees all the time. Because we're not a coffee shop. We sell coffee. We make coffee. I make coffee a lot. But we're not a coffee shop. But we don't have a cut fee. And part of that is because we just want Cameroon to be a spot for you guys to come, and gals to come hang out and smoke cigars and have a good time, because we love the culture. We love everybody being there. So I would say if you're having a hard time finding the $8 cigars, check on the web, because you can find some really good deals out there.
And also going with the web too is, like, your lounge is 200 faces. Facing is one size of one blend of one cigar. So if you've got, let's say, some Saka cigars got 5, the Sin Compromiso has like 5 or 6 Vitolas, different sizes. Each one of those boxes shown on a shelf would be a facing. So you'd have 5 facings out of that cigar. So you can't carry everything, right? And so if somebody's got a cigar,
it'd be really packed if we did.
If somebody's got a cigar that you can't get in your local lounge, it's cool to go hunt for it and find it and get it that way. Samplers are a great way to try out some new things without going box deep. And sometimes some of the big box stores have huge discounts at different times of the year, and I understand doing that too, because budgets be budgeting, right? But Chief's right. You can't duplicate the experience of hanging out with a bunch of like-minded people, smoking cigars and hanging out. It's just a great way to have a community and build new friends. Just like going to big events, big cigar events. You get to make new friends. You could have different experiences. There's nothing wrong with, and I enjoy sitting by myself, just me and the cigar, and just hanging out for a while sometimes. But sometimes I like to have a group of people around with me. Before Chief started working at the shop he's at, I don't go to many lounges. I probably went to lounges 4 or 5 times a year, just because I have cigars here and I have so much stuff to do. But I've enjoyed going in there and hanging out and supporting Chief, but also just enjoying the lifestyle. The first lady's going; she's had a great time as well.
Yeah, you were saying, I don't know if it was the last time you were up there. It might have been. No, it wasn't, because you were up there just the other day with me. But the last time you guys came and hang out on a Saturday night, I think you were saying that this year, since I've been working in Cameroon, this is the most time that you've gone to a humidor, probably forever.
Yeah, a lot.
And maybe it's more reasonable to say, in the 4 months that I've been working there, you've been to a cigar lounge more times in a single year than you've ever been in a single year before.
Agreed.
So I did some quick math. I think we're probably around the 250 facing mark. Okay. 6 rows, about 6 boxes per row, depending on the box. Some rows have 5 boxes, some rows have 7 boxes, just depending on the size of the Vitola. So I'd say we're probably comfortably in between the 250 to 270 range of facings.
There you go.
Which sounds like a lot, but when you think, if you've ever been to a spot like, Corona or Smoke Inn or, other spots, it's like, whoa, these are, monsters. And those are the outliers, for sure. Cigar Smoking Arborist says, I'm lucky enough to have a heated garage with a loft I turned in my cigar lounge. Nice.
Very nice.
Mike Wagner says, I buy a lot of cigars in Cameroon, also buy a lot online. Always feel welcome regardless of what I spend in the lounge. And that's one of the things that I really respect about Ernie and Don and the rules that they've kind of established at Cameroon is, when I first worked there and he told me that they didn't have a cut fee, I was like, whoa. Everywhere I go, a cigar lounge, it's like, if you're not buying cigars at a cigar lounge, you kind of get that stank look. Maybe they don't have a cut fee, but there's that look of like, I can't believe you came in here and you didn't buy a cigar. You're smoking 7 cigars here and all you did was get waters the whole time. Not at Cameroon. Cameroon's like, we just want you to come and hang out, fill a seat, and just be. Maybe you don't want to come in and buy a cigar because we don't have the cigar that you want, but you want to be there with the people, or you want to be in this cigar smoking environment, or you want to smoke a cigar, but it's just too dang cold outside, or it's too wet, or it's too rainy, or you just happen to be in Greer, or somebody stopped in and they're like, ooh, this is really cool. But then we also meter that with, we have a bunch of people who come in to buy cigars and then walk out and leave because they want to go take their cigars home, or they're going on vacation, or they're buying them for a bunch of friends.
Me personally, it's just my personal thing.
Tell me, Bob.
I've been into some lounges where I know that their humidor is drier than I want it to be. And so I would go in there first and say, hey, I brought my own cigars, but I'm going to buy at least as many cigars from your humidor as I'm going to smoke out of my Travador today. Is that okay? No, I'm going to ask. And number 2, I'm going to make sure that I support them, because and Cameroon's great about this. I mean, they're a great culture. They're a great community. I would not dissuade them at all. But the rent costs, the heat costs, the fans costs, the air conditioning cost, the staff cost, and they're not doing this for a clubhouse. They're doing this to make money and build community. But I mean, it's still, at the end of the day, you got to pay your bills. And so me personally, if I didn't have money to go buy a cigar in a cigar lounge, I wouldn't go. But I'm not the cigar lounge police. Whatever you do is whatever you do. It's just whatever's best for you, I guess.
I mean, you always talk about cigar lounge etiquette. There are certain things you do. There are certain things you don't do. Obviously, we learned that there are many people who are against splitting a cigar.
You don't share a cigar. Ew. And if you're a tobacconist, you buy the other guy a cigar.
I don't know how much money you think I get. I don't know how much money you think I make, but
you pull out the tip jar. All right, you know what? I mean,
because if I said that, look, here's the thing:
for the Opus Green or the Opus Blue, a $45 cigar, they get one of the special foundation cigars, $35. I'm not saying say, hey, no, let me buy you one of those. No. That's not what I'm saying. Let's be smart about this, because then they're gonna say, hey, let's all go in here and we're gonna see all 6 of us are gonna smoke one of these.
Is if 2 guys come in and say they want to smoke a cigar, then it's gonna be 4 guys say they want to come and smoke a cigar. And at that point, I'll be like, I know what you're doing. Show me you're gonna share that cigar, and I'll buy you 3 cigars when you're done.
Stephen, don't ever tell guys to show you smoking a cigar. That's getting.
Ain't nowhere to hide. We got a bathroom in the back room. They can't get in the back room. So, Michael Wagner says definitely better with great company. Absolutely, cigars with good company make the experience whole. Supreme Tobacco says Chief has been absolutely killing it for their social media too. Thanks,
now,
Ryan.
Can I tell a secret? Can I tell a secret?
Sure.
I'm going to be transparent and honest. I've been doing all of Chief's social media for Cameroon Cigars. I've been taking all the pictures, and I've been making all the posts, and I've just been helping him grow because he's my baby boy and I got to take care of him. So all the photography is it's really Bob the Cigar Guy, but it's just between us and the 14 people here. So y'all don't tell anybody, but that's
so it's really you who's been making all these channel purchases and not me this whole entire time. So you've been scapegoating me this whole time.
Channel purchases. I don't have all these expensive cameras. I don't have all these expensive lenses.
Somebody does, because they've been taking pictures.
Dad, please help me. Dad, please help me. Dad, please come in here and take these pictures for me, please, because I just can't get it right.
Cigar Pop says you should keep some throwouts on hand just for such an occasion. Yeah, Mike Wagner says, pretty sure you make enough to buy a Charter Oak. And then M. Wagner says, I live there. So he sees me taking these photos. He refutes you, Bob. And now we've seen Bob's poker face. J8 says, I'm going to send Chief a desktop humidor, can throw some sticks in at the bar. Break in case of emergency. 2 dudes sharing a smoke is an emergency. It just, on the top of it, it says, these are the things that stipulate an emergency. And the first one is dudes sharing a stick. Jeez, I didn't know you guys were so passionate about dudes sharing cigars. I thought it was a wholesome moment. You know, these guys were bonding over smoke.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
Hey, what if, you know, if they come in this weekend and they both buy, you know, $1,000 worth of cigars, it's going to be worth it to have allowed that to happen.
No.
Yeah, because I provided them with the experience that got them into the culture. And maybe they start a podcast in 10 years. And they're like, you know what?
They both buy $1,000 worth of cigars and then they share each and every cigar together in the lounge. No, that's
As
bad
long as
behavior.
you tip it 10%.
That's rewarding bad behavior.
We got the Build a Box program going on right now. You know, come get your deals. You know, buy a membership and you can put your lockers in a shared locker. I didn't take this. I didn't realize this was going to be the Trigger Bob the Cigar Guy show this evening.
It's a mess.
Cigar Pop says, not swapping spit with no one when smoking my cigar. Yeah, who says that they were spitting on the cigar? You know, maybe maybe they were smoking it delicately enough to where their cigar wasn't slobbery.
Did you hear what you just said? Smoking it delicately. Guys don't smoke cigars delicately.
You also don't have to chew your cigar either.
No, but still saliva transfers from one to the other. It does. It does.
They're just close bros, man.
Ew.
Jumping into the lifestyle head first. Lips first.
Ew. 2 guys, 1 stick. Nope. Doesn't work.
Oh, hey now. Whoa. It's a family show, Bob the Cigar Guy. Chill out. All right. Speaking of cigar culture and being out there, this week, before the end of the show, because last week I had to do it like right at the tail end of the show, we do have the final stick pick of the week for this year. Because next week we're going to choose the winner of stick pick of the week. So this week, he's actually not watching this evening, which is sad. But this week's stick pick of the week comes from somewhere cold. And I think he lives up near Chicago somewhere.
Is it Gary Brooks?
It's not Gary Brooks. He lives in Michigan. Val Chavez, the low vision smoker. Smoking that, what is that? The McAuliffe Red? With that nice frozen wintry tundra behind him, or actually technically in front of him. This was the best picture of the week.
And I bet he smoked it all by himself.
I imagine so. Val Chavez usually watches the show, not watching this evening unless the 6 comments that I have pending, because I'm not on the comments page right now, is one of him. Is this week's and the final stick pick of the week for 2025. Now, don't be dismayed. We're going to do this again next year. This has been so fun. As you remember, this was an idea that was birthed here on the show. But we decided that, you know, we should make some sort of reward of posting over on the Discord. And so this year, we've had tons and tons of people submit photos on the Discord while smoking cigars, some in artistic ways, some in sentimental ways, some in they just won that picture of the week. So this week happened to be Val Chavez, the low vision smoker, over on Discord. If you were interested in partaking in Chief's stick pick of the week. The Discord is the second link in the description, and that takes you to the Chief Talk Discord, where we hang out throughout the week, smoke cigars, post them, drink drinks, post those, talk about stuff, and just have a good time with cigar culture while we're not on the show for Chief Talk. But next week, we're going to go through all of the submissions, and we're going to do a battle royale show where we go through who had the best photo of the year, and whoever had the best photo of the year is going to win a super awesome package from Bob the Cigar Guy in Chief. No shared cigars. There will be no wetted cigars in there. They might not all be in cellophane, but they won't have been shared once they get to you. But congratulations, Val Chavez, for winning the last stick pick of the week for 2025. Which one is it? Hey! Val Chavez, everybody. I got it first try. Aren't you proud of
good?
I guessed.
Pretty good.
Let's see. Jerry says, if it was delicate, I refer to my earlier comment. Cigar Pop says, oh, it was me. No, it wasn't me. CMWAG. Cigar Pop says, well, at least two of mine were picked. Some of us flaunting BTCG swag. Bob Ellis says, sounds fun. And then Cigar Pop says, pick my cigar pup. Well, you guys can try next week when we're showing all of the cigar pick of the weeks for next week. You guys can try to sweeten the pot and try to get people to vote for you.
So is it a bracket? It's a bracket?
Yeah, it'll be a bracket.
Okay, so if you had a chance, if one of your pictures were picked for stick pick of the week, might I suggest you tell all your friends to be on Chief Talk 8:15 next Thursday.
That's right.
And then they can vote for you, and you can edge out the competition. And I guarantee you, if you have ever seen any of our giveaways, you know they worth working for. I guarantee. Who knows what giveaway?
Or maybe, just maybe, they had a really good photo, and everybody's like, "Wow, that's a fantastic photo." So, yeah, that Fireborn says, dang it, forgot to make friends. I knew I was forgetting something. Sorry, Fireborn. Well, I will say, we're gonna be ending the show here because I forgot my keys to lock the lounge this evening, and Bob Cigar Guy's like, I don't want to have to stay out here late.
I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Boo-hoo. We are going to end the show here, but I will say it ends on an extremely sad note.
Yeah, I saw that.
We did not hit 20 people this week, this show.
That's a goal for next year.
We are going to go, depending on what next week does, but now, this year, our record, unless 7 people jump on right now, our record stands at 42 out of 43 episodes. That was pretty good. Huh? Great.
I'm glad I didn't mess up and do this. Right? That would have messed up.
That's funny. That is funny. So,
of course, now I'm thinking about it. This whole time, every time we talked about the swapping cigars, I could have said, it sounds light and airy. So, but before Chief says to go, this is the last week that you could get one of the Bob the Cigar Guy, Chief, and First Lady Christmas ornaments and get it to you on your tree. If you notice, it has Chief, the First Lady, Bob the Cigar Guy, Merry Christmas 2025. And if you don't have a chance to purchase one, you can reach out to us and we'll send you one. And this Saturday, with the First Lady at noon, She's asked for some ornaments to give away. So
Ooh.
there will be ornaments in the big giveaway. And we're not going to be here. At work, Chief's at work. And the first lady is hyped up that she has made it 12 out of 12 months. And Lord knows what she's going to pull down from the rafters. I can only lock up so much. So who knows what she's going to give away and how many giveaways she's going to do, because she just don't stop.
I hope it's not a lot, because the budget at the end of the year is tight.
Yeah. I did mention postage is expensive. So
all right. Anything else you want to close out with, Bob the Cigar Guy, in the last few moments?
That's it. Even though I won't be doing much talking next week, I will be here because I want to see. I forgot all the pictures. I'm looking forward to actually seeing the pictures for Stick Pick of the Week and all the good stuff. You did a great job this year, Chief. This is a virtual lounge. Everybody's smoking cigars and we're hanging out. We're just not rubbing elbows and having to share the same bathroom. So I appreciate this part of the channel that you've worked very hard and diligently to make this what it is. Even though at the beginning of the year you said, I'm going to have lots and lots of interviews. And that didn't manifest 100%.
It did not. Yeah, this year was going to be the year that I pushed a bunch of interviews out, but that didn't happen. So, but I will say, like, there's a what's going on, Uncle Larry? You've come in right at the end of Chief Talk. Sorry, brother. I will say that this has been a huge year for Chief Talk. We went 42 episodes in a row with 20 or more people on the show watching,
concurrently.
Right at one time. We hit 30 a handful of times. We hit 40 twice. The highest we got this year was like 46, I believe, if I remember correctly. A lot of fun. Had a lot of fun shows on here this year. A lot of growth, a lot of new stuff. StreamYard changed up a lot of stuff. We got, headphones and microphones and, better cameras and, to stream with and whatnot. So the game definitely stepped up. We had thought about, or I had kind of kicked around the idea of maybe just, taking the whole month of December off this year, because we knew that we were going to hit the minimum allotted amount of 40 shows. I think we would have ended up with 41 shows, because today's 43, next week will be 44. So we would have hit the 40 mark in November. And I thought, what if we just took off, the whole month of December to kind of reset stuff, redo the studio, kind of, like other companies do. But we decided to push through.
We are 3 short from hitting 20. We are 3 short from hitting 20.
And I'm not going to milk it. We are going to end the show. But I will say, so next week is the 18th. We will do a show next week, obviously. But the 2 weeks after that, we will not do a show. Because next Thursday is Christmas. 2 Thursdays is Christmas. The Thursday after that is January 1st. So we won't do a show for 2 weeks. And then we will hit the ground running 2026 on January 8th. So maybe during that time we change up some stuff, we get some stuff moved around, change up, maybe finally redo the Chevetta Report ad, because it's not the newest anymore. But I'm excited to see season 8 of Chief Talk. So that's it from us. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. It's been a lot of fun. Congratulations, Val Chavez, for winning this week's Stick Pick of the Week. And next week, we're going to find out who is the Stick Pick of the Year. With all of y'all's help, we will decide who had the best photo of the year. Thank you all. We love you. We'll see you next week. See you. Where's it at?
Have you checked out ChevettaReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.